What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. If you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, taking pics of them, hunting them, and of course playing with them. I try to upload new videos every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so check back on those days to see what I've uploaded, or just hit that little bell notification button to be notified when I do upload new videos. And if by the end of this video you did enjoy it, please remember to hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But as always, the information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. I am your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and today I have for you guys the new Jazzyware Halo Spartan Collection Master Chief figure. I have a lot to say about this figure, a lot of positives, a lot of negatives. So let's get right into it. Overall, aesthetically, it is a great figure to look at, and it will be a great figure to for toy photography and to photograph. I'm super excited to do that. With that being said, there are a lot of things that I have to say that are negatives. But overall, let me just say this is still a great figure, and once again, as I've stated in my previous videos, as collectors and even as toy photographers, as long as these things look great, there's really nothing we can complain about. And this figure does look great, so it will look great in any toy photography you do or any shelf that you want to display them on. But let's go ahead and let's get right on into the accessories that he does come with, because I got a lot to say about those things as well. So first and foremost, he comes with his assault rifle, you know, the one that you always see him pictured with. And yes, you're seeing it correct, it is slightly bent, and as you can tell by my voice, that's not good. I did have the older Halo figures. I did have an older Master Chief, and those weapons were a lot better. They were hard plastic, they had color, they had detail. This one does have color and detail, don't get me wrong, but the other ones were of the harder plastic that you definitely could not bend. I mean, look at this. I mean, you can literally, it's so bendy, it's comical. To the point where I went and dug out my old Halo weapons so that I can use them on him for toy photography, and maybe just put this on his back, because even when he holds it, he kind of bends it in his hand. So it's kind of odd to look at when he's holding it, in my opinion. But it is still a great accessory. It looks great in terms of detail and molding and sculpt, and it does have a decent amount of paint apps, which is amazing because a lot of weapons nowadays do not come with many paint apps. And the cool thing about it is, you see that little hole right there? It does in fact plug in right there. Whoops, missed it. And you can have it on his back, like in the game, how he carries it. So that's how basically I'll be doing toy photography with him. I might be able to get him to hold it if I do the right angle and the gun doesn't look too bent. But looking at his other accessory is his handgun. So this I really do like. I like the way it looks. Whoops. Cannot seem to pick it up. There it is. So I really do like the way this looks. It's a relatively newer gun in the Halo universe. The Magnums used to look a lot more different. I think this was introduced in Halo 4. But I like how they actually, you know, colored it black and green, made it look a little different. What I wish happened is, like, the magazine slid out. I know it's a minor thing, but the old Halo figures, their magazines would slide out and you can, you know, put them in and whatnot, so that was really cool. This does have another peg hole, so that you can peg it in, and not onto his back but onto his thigh. I will show you how once we look at the articulation and the features of the figure. But next, let's look at the hands that he comes with. He comes with a pair of fisted hands, one left hand that's in like the go, kind of like go, 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 you know, type of formation. He comes with two trigger hands, one for each side, one, you know, right and left. He currently has one in, so here's the other one. And he comes with a set of open hands as well. Once again, he's wearing the other one right there. So that's a look. They do have amazing detail. I mean, look at this, the lines and the leather of the glove, and the padding and the armor in the top. I do like that about this figure, is the attention to detail. And I did go ahead and bring over some of the old Halo guns that I have to show you a quick comparison. So here's the new one. Flimsy, flimsy, flimsy. Here's the old shotgun. Yeah, no bend at all. If I do, it's gonna snap in half. And as you can see, there's a lot more paint apps, more colors. Even the flashlight has like the silvery paint to make it look like it's a flashlight. Here's the old assault rifle or battle rifle. You know, he has the assault rifle, but this is the battle rifle. And see, I did lose the magazine back here way back when, because I was a kid. Because the magazines did come out. They did. I did bring his machine gun, which once again, the magazine right here fell out. It looks like it was glued in, but it fell out. So I lost that. And here's the old Magnum. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what the Magnum used to look like, whereas here's the newer handgun in the game. And last but not least, I brought a needler. I mean, look at the color and the detail in this. This is really cool for back then. So that's my only real gripe with this figure, because the old figures, they fell apart just from standing on your shelf. I'm not even kidding. Like, literally, I took one off my shelf and he fell apart. So I'm hoping these came out a lot better. Taking a closer look at Master Chief himself, look at the weathering on this figure. It's done very well. It's not overly done. It's not gawky. It's not, you know, like shitty. It's actually just well done in my opinion. I love the green that they chose for this figure. It just pops so well. And you can already see and tell that the gradient's going to be awesome to work with in post edits and whatnot. I love the shine of the visor as well. It's just very shiny, very clean, very cool. So let me bring it forward so you can get a closer look at all the closer detail. I mean, look at this. So cool. Alright, so looking at a few of his features, right here on the side of his armor, it actually pops out so that you can have a peg for his sidearm. And if you don't want it, you just flip it around and it actually pegs right in to his leg. And so you can have an armor piece without a peg sticking out. So that's really cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. He can look that much down and just basically straight back up at you. His armor back here kind of hinders his up vision. He can go all the way to the right, all the way to the left. Looking at his arm articulation, it does go up, and like with almost new figures, the shoulder pad is glued to the bottom, so it does move out of the way slightly, but his other armor does get in the way of it, kind of going over it. So it doesn't go all the way up, but it does go that much. You do have, you know, shoulder rotation. You do have a butterfly joint in there. You have double hinge elbow joints, which is amazing. You have wrist rotation and wrist in and out right there. And I believe this one has in and out as well. Looking at his torso, he's really tight, and I'm scared that if I twist him more, he's gonna break. So in my opinion, no waist rotation, no real ab crunch or back. Looking at his leg articulation, he kicks all the way forward and that far back. He does come with double hinge knees that are super tight. I tried bending him earlier and he was super tight, so I'm not going to bend him any further. He does come with ankle articulation down that much, up that much, ball rocker at the bottom, and like the new McFarlane figures, DC figures, he does have toe articulation, which is nice. Any added articulation is well welcomed and nice in my opinion. I will take any and all articulation they want to give us. So all in all, guys, I'm still giving this figure about an 8 out of 10. I would recommend a buy. If you're a Halo fan, it is a much updated figure than the original Halo figures that were released back in the day, especially in the coloring and the weathering, and it seems like the quality as well. My only concern with this guy is right here, his legs a little loose. This one right here, it's a little loose at points, but not too bad, because look, you can wobble him and it just kind of moves in. It doesn't actually wobble all around. So all in all, guys, like I said, very happy with this figure, especially the way it looks. So it's gonna, you know, take pics really well. It's gonna display very well. So if that's your intention, I highly recommend it. Getting your hands on him if you can find one in stores, because they are very sought after right now. But I did see recently in one of the other toy people that I follow on YouTube, they are popping up in Walmarts now. So check your local Walmart to see if they're there. They go for about 20 bucks. I did pick this one up for about $32 on eBay, which I didn't think was that bad of a price, because if you go in store, you know, you got to pay what, about $5 tax, so that comes out to 25. And if you go hunting, you got to pay gas. That's another maybe $5-10 bucks. So you're already at 30, and I figured 32. You know, it's might as well just get it shipped to my house. So that's what I went ahead and did. So let's go ahead. Let's go outside. Let's take some sick pics of this guy, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find more over at CoolFigurez on Instagram. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. For those of you that have hit one or the other, or both, thank you so much. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it, because without you guys, I'd just be talking to myself. As always, I am your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.